Welcome back to my videos. In this video, we're you guys the new worst, the best Akuma. Now, in this video, we're going to be doing every new Akuma, including Sunbokuu, because it is now kind of an Akuma. By the way, we are in the new Jejun's map. We're going to be doing this map just because I want to show you guys the map. It's a very cool looking map, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, more, go right to the video, guys. Alright, so coming in 9th place is going to be Shindo Akuma. This is coming in 9th just because, you know, even though the mode is actually really good now, the mode is absolutely amazing now. I'm not going to lie to you guys. The mode is really good. This weapon spec is amazing just because it drains mode. It's really good because of that. But I don't think the mode kind of carries the bloodline. The meteor is like, it's pretty small. It does a lot of damage, by the way, if you actually hit it, but it's pretty small. It's pretty hard to hit. I mean, the clones, you know, the clones are really annoying to fight, I guess. But like in the end, Shindo Akuma is kind of like a gimmick bloodline at the moment, just because the third move is it's basically just impossible to use just because it's only auto dodge cooldown, and you guys know how important auto dodges are. But you know, even though it's a gimmick bloodline, it's still really good. Every single Akuma is decent at best. I mean, at worst, not at best. Every single Akuma is really good, and it's like, it overall, it's just, it being ranked this low in this list doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad bloodline. Now, coming in 8th place, and it really pains me to say this, it's going to be Riser Akuma. Riser Akuma for a long time was one of my favorite bloodlines, not just favorite Akuma in the entire game. Now, this is just because I feel like Riser Akuma is really good for like combos and things like that. It used to have a really good C spec. The second ability was decent. You know, I didn't really use the second ability. I used the third and first. But the auto dodge, it's really good. Don't get me wrong. The auto dodge, it can catch people off guard and set up your combos. It also does a decent amount of damage. But when it comes to the auto dodge, being unable to use abilities during it besides C specs and dashing kind of leaves it behind from the other auto dodges. But you know, it's still a very good bloodline, which is why it's going to be above Shindo. Now, coming in 7th place is going to be Shiver Akuma. This will be coming in 7th just because Shiver Akuma is a really annoying bloodline. It's by far one of the most annoying in the entire game, but that doesn't necessarily make it good. I mean, it does have a lot of stuns. You can like infinitely put people into stuns. It is actually not, it's not bad by any means. Obviously, it's not the lowest on this list, but I mean, when it comes to the abilities, it's mostly meant for running or just like stalling out fights. And in an actual like PvP scenario, it's really good at team fights, but for 1v1s, I mean, come on, it's just like, are you going to stall out fights or actually fight them? I mean, like, come on, man. But overall, Shiver Akuma is still a really good bloodline, which is why it's going to be ranked at 7. All right, so coming in 6th place is going to be Sriracha Akuma. This is going to be coming in 6th just because Sriracha actually got buffed recently. The second ability is no longer on the stun golden cooldown, which is obviously really good. Now, when it comes to Sriracha, all of the abilities are instantaneous. You know, the mode, it's kind of hard to hit on people that like jump a lot, but if they don't jump a lot, just hold block and like dash backwards and crap like that, it will 100% hit them. Now, for the actual abilities of Sriracha, a lot of them are actually really good. As I said, they're all instant. The second ability removed the stun golden cooldown, so everything's pretty much really usable, especially on combos and things like that. But the counter leaves much to be desired, as the counter is not a true iframe. You still take damage during it, but it is a counter in the end. You know, you can set up combos with it, but overall, you most likely will always use another counter. Sriracha still is a very decent and good bloodline, which is why it's going to rank at 6th on this list. Now, coming in 5th place is going to be Akuma. Now, this bloodline is not that rare, so it should be surprising that it is actually this high on this list. But when it comes to actual Akuma, it's really good for M1 combos because of the 4th mode. You know, the abilities of Akuma are all pretty good. You know, it's just the worst Bankai stun as the first ability. The second ability is a really good auto dodge, but you know, it does have its flaws. People can M1 you for the duration of it, and then it's literally not an auto dodge anymore. The third ability is a send mod ability. It does a lot of damage overall and reverses their controls. It's mainly a combo ability, honestly. And then you obviously have the C spec, which does a ton of damage in stacks based on the amount of people. There's not really anything special about this bloodline, but it is a very good bloodline overall, and it is very good for how uncommon it actually is. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Have you remembered to hit that like button on the video yet? If you haven't already, go ahead and do it. I'll be waiting. Now, coming in 4th for the first time in any of my Akuma videos is going to be Sunbokuu. This is going to be coming in 4th because Sunbokuu is technically an Akuma in the lore. You know, I watched the video as all of you guys did. It is actually an Akuma, so I'm going to start putting it on my Akuma ranking videos. Overall, Sunbokuu is a lot better than it used to be, but it still suffers kind of the same faults. First ability, you know, too much end lag. Second ability, the stun is, it's honestly pretty hard to hit on people. I mean, it looks great. Don't get me wrong, it looks great. The counter of Sunbokuu is by far one of the best counters in the game. The iframe actually lasts a really long time. As you guys can see, you know, the duration on the screen is only a second, but it actually is like twice that. And then the actual iframe of Sunbokuu is even longer than that. So the counter of Sunbokuu does a lot of damage and lasts a really long time, and Sunbokuu is honestly just really great, even just for that one ability. You know, the C spec on the first mode mode is very, very annoying to fight. It goes everywhere. It does a lot of damage. Oh, well, I accidentally used that. But the second mode is kind of where it starts getting kind of wild. So the weapon spec of the second mode is like this giant arrow ability. It does auto track to people. It does a lot of damage overall. And then you will have the C spec. I actually can't use the C spec yet because it's on cooldown, but the C spec is very great. You obviously have the full Susanoo M1s. But yeah, the first ability, you know, it's really, really good. It has iframes. It just has too much end lag to be kind of useful in a lot of different cases. But yeah, the C spec of the second mode is like a giant ball ability. It's like the first ability, but a lot better. So for the third mode, it's the best part of Sunbokuu. I actually do not have it, so I can't show you. But, you know, Sunbokuu third mode, it has a lot of AoE, and it's just obviously very, very good. I'm sure you guys have fought it by now. So this is going to be surprising, but coming in third is going to be Satori Akuma. Now, you guys be asking, oh, Satori is amazing. Why is it coming in third? The stun was nerfed. It was going to happen eventually. The stun, well, it isn't nerfed yet, but it is actually getting nerfed. It's going to do a lot less damage, I'm pretty sure. But the weapon spec is obviously still amazing. It's a block breaker that does a ton of damage. Now, Satori does suffer some faults. The first two abilities of Satori are both on a global cooldown with each other, so it makes it kind of useless to use by itself as a bloodline. And the C spec is obviously amazing. You know, it has no end lag, so you can't attack people. It makes you super fast. It's honestly just a really, really good, great C spec. But the reason why it's going to be this low, not at first or second, is because the other ones just received absolutely insane buffs that kind of put them above Satori. But Satori is still an amazing bloodline, which is why it's going to be coming in third. Coming in second place is going to be the biggest Bankai Akuma. Now, a lot of you guys actually probably do not know this, but Bankai Akuma received an absolutely insane buff. The second ability stuns for a very long time, as you guys probably know, but it is now a place lock stun. Yes, you heard it correctly. It is a place lock stun. So it's pretty much just Satori stun, but longer. And I'm sure you guys know how I'd say Satori stun is, considering a lot of you guys have probably fought it by now. Now, the other abilities of Bankai are the exact same. It still has the big damage burst third ability. You know, it chases people down. I wouldn't say it's the best in the world, but it's definitely not bad. C-spec drains mode is still really, really good. It has iframes and things like that. The auto dodge, still one of the best auto dodge in the game. It's very basic, but you know, basic is good sometimes. The auto dodge, you can use abilities during and things like that. I actually use it sometimes myself, but the stun is the main reason why Bankai Akuma is this high now. It's literally just a better Satori stun now, and because of that stun itself, a lot of people are actually now running Bankai, and now you guys probably will too after me telling you about it. I was actually wondering what your guys' favorite Akuma is. Feel free to let me know in the comments. I want to know what your guys' favorite Akuma is, so I know what the most popular Akuma is. Coming in first, whether you guys expected it or not, is going to be Ryan Akuma. Now, the C-spec is by far one of the best C-specs in the game. It is long range. It does a decent amount of damage. It auto tracks to them. It seals their chi, so they can't charge chi during it. And it also drains mode from them. So yeah, the C-spec is obviously a really, really, really good ability, and I do abuse it myself. I'm not going to lie. I do abuse the C-spec, and I'm sure a lot of people will after this. The third ability is a iframe long range guard break that does a lot of damage, and you can actually attack before the iframe is over. So it's an iframe that you can attack in. Obviously really, really good and very, very broken. Second ability does a crap ton of damage. As you guys just saw, it did 80k damage. It could do up to like 120k in mode, if I'm not mistaken. And the counter is okay. You know, the counter isn't great, but it's not bad at all. And then the weapon spec of Ryan Akuma is pretty much just it's kind of like the third ability, but it's an explosion. So yeah, Ryan Akuma is very, 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 very good. I mean, it has everything that would make the other Akumas good, plus more. So yeah, Ryan Akuma definitely at number one, and I'm sure a lot of people can agree with me. Wait, that just did 150k damage. Anyways, guys, that's actually for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like, please click more, guys. Bye-bye.